What would you do if your plane suddenly crashed in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by fire, smoke, and freezing cold? No rescue, no food, no water, nothing, just you and survival. Now imagine this. The plane goes down with a violent impact, metal tearing apart, screams filling the air, and then silence, complete silence, except for the sound of crackling fire and your own heartbeat racing out of control. Now here's the terrifying question. How do you survive when everything around you is either burning or frozen? Because this is exactly what happened to one survivor, someone who should not have lived, someone who made a decision so desperate, so unbelievable, that it sounds impossible, but it saved his life. Now imagine opening your eyes after the crash, your body in pain, your head spinning. You try to move, but everything feels broken. And when you finally look around, you see the wreckage. Pieces of the plane scattered everywhere, some parts still burning, thick smoke rising into the sky. And then you realize something even worse. You are completely alone. No voices, no movement, just silence. Now ask yourself, what would go through your mind at that moment? Fear, panic, confusion, or survival? Because in situations like this, your brain has only one goal: stay alive. Now imagine trying to stand up, your legs shaking, your body weak, the cold hitting you instantly. Because at high altitudes or remote crash locations, temperatures can drop dangerously low. And here's where the real problem begins. Not the crash, but what comes after: survival. Because surviving the crash is only the beginning. Now you have to survive the environment. And that's where things turn deadly. Now imagine looking around for help, but there is none. No rescue teams, no signals, no communication, just endless isolation and time, slowly passing. Now here's the question. How long can a human survive without water? Because dehydration becomes your first enemy. Within hours, your throat dries, your lips crack, your body starts losing strength, and in extreme cold, you might think dehydration isn't a problem, but it is, because your body still needs water to function. Now imagine seeing snow around you. Cold, white, everywhere. And suddenly, it feels like your only option. But here's the twist. This survivor didn't just eat snow, he mixed it with ashes. Yes, ashes from the burned wreckage. Now ask yourself, why would anyone do that? Because eating plain snow can actually lower your body temperature dangerously, pushing you closer to hypothermia, but mixing it with ashes changes something most people don't even think about. Now imagine taking that first bite, snow mixed with dark ashes, bitter, dirty, unnatural, but in that moment, it's survival. So because your body doesn't care about taste, it cares about staying alive. Now here's where things get even more intense. As hours turn into a full day, your body starts reacting. Hunger kicks in, weakness increases, your mind starts playing tricks on you. You think about food, water, warmth, comfort, everything you don't have, and that mental battle becomes just as dangerous as the physical one. Now imagine night falling, temperatures dropping even further, your body shaking uncontrollably, trying to generate heat but losing energy at the same time. And here's the terrifying part. Hypothermia doesn't feel like what you expect. Instead of pain, you might feel numb, sleepy, even calm, like your body is slowly shutting down. And many people don't even realize it until it's too late. Now ask yourself, how do you stay awake? How do you keep fighting when your body is literally trying to give up? Because this survivor had no choice. Every second mattered, every decision mattered, and one wrong move could end everything. Now imagine going into day 2, still no rescue, no sign of help, your energy levels dropping, your body weaker than ever, but your survival instinct still pushing you forward. And that's where the real story begins. Because surviving one day is luck, but surviving multiple days requires something else, something stronger, something most people don't have. And what happens next will push the limits of what the human body can endure. Now imagine this. It's been days since the crash, not hours, days. And somehow, you're still alive, but barely. Your body is exhausted, your strength almost gone, your mind drifting between reality and hallucination. And yet, you're still fighting. Now here's the question. What keeps a human alive when everything says they should be dead? Because at this point, survival is no longer physical, it's mental. Now imagine waking up on day 3, your body stiff, your throat dry, your lips cracked, your stomach empty, and the cold still there, constant, unforgiving, and yet you force yourself to move because stopping means death. Now think about that. The only thing keeping you alive is your decision to not give up. Now imagine eating snow again, mixing it with ashes, your only source of hydration, your only option, and by now, your body has adapted, barely, but enough to keep going. And here's where it gets even more intense. As the days continue, your brain starts creating illusions. You might see things that aren't there, hear voices, feel like rescue is near, when it's not. And that psychological battle becomes one of the hardest parts of survival, because once your mind breaks, your body follows. Now ask yourself, how long could you last in that state? Because most people wouldn't make it past the first 48 hours. But this survivor kept going. Day 4, day 5, day 6, each day harder than the last, each moment a fight against death. Now imagine your body at that point, extremely weak, barely able to move, your muscles losing strength, your coordination almost gone, and yet you're still breathing, still alive, and that alone is extraordinary. Now here's the most chilling part. Survival isn't about comfort. It's about endurance, pushing through pain, hunger, cold, fear, and uncertainty. And this survivor experienced all of it, at the highest level. Now imagine the moment rescue finally comes, after days of isolation, struggle, and near death. You hear a sound, distant at first, then clearer. A helicopter, voices, movement, and for the first time, hope becomes real. Now think about that moment. After everything, after surviving the crash, the cold, the hunger, the dehydration, the mental battle, you're finally saved, and that feeling is beyond words. But here's the question. What did it cost? Because survival like this changes a person forever, physically, mentally, emotionally. And that's what makes this story so powerful, because it shows the true limits of the human body and the strength of the human mind. Now, as you sit there watching this, ask yourself, if you were in that situation, would you survive? Would you make the same choices? Would you have the strength to keep going? Because the truth is, most people don't know until they're pushed to that limit. And by then, it's too late to prepare. And maybe that's the most powerful lesson here, that survival isn't about being strong. It's about refusing to stop, even when everything inside you is telling you to give up. And that is what kept him alive.